if you remember, we had this new gravel section. I put this in so that we could move the camper to over here, which we did today. A friend of ours came over and he's got a hitch because this is a fifth wheel hitch. It doesn't hook onto the back of the truck. It hooks onto in the bed of the truck. You can sort of see it over the lawnmower. So he took it from what used to be down there and brought it over here. And we haven't decided exactly what we're gonna do with it. We may keep it for a while, we may sell it. But, you know, in the meantime, if we have company over and it's more than a couple people, family and stuff like that, then we can stay in here, and I'm going to try to hook it up with electricity and water. The water's right over there on the house, and that way we'll have everything in there and it'll be pretty good. But I haven't decided. Somebody came along and the price was right, we'd probably sell it. Swiss chard's doing well. Rest of the garden, I mean, it's doing. One of the reasons I put so much in for just, you know, basically us, was that the dirt, all this dirt that you see here is basically the dirt that was under the house. So it's not really good soil. It's actually pretty bad soil. And we didn't have time enough to, you know, add manure to it, till it in, let it rot a little. We had to use what we had. So, you know, there's these rows right down in here are peas, and they're just about done. But, you know, the other stuff is producing, but the way I look at it is that we'll get enough for us. We won't have, I don't think, I was hoping we would, but we won't have too much excess. And we're eating as we go. I mean, it may change if the weather cooperates, but it hasn't been, you know, super hot. So, sadly, humans don't tend to love that super hot, but plants do. So these fingerling potatoes are doing really well. Those potatoes over there are pretty much getting done. The zucchini summer squash down there is just starting out. The iceberg lettuce is starting to head up. So we should have, well, we've actually got plenty of lettuce. Those are the iceberg lettuces, and they're just starting to open up or close up and turn into a ball. Cucumbers are they're just starting to run. Tomatoes are doing well. We have a whole bunch of, you know, plum tomatoes for making sauce for the winter, beef steaks. Then I've got some brandy wines, cherry tomatoes. The squash is out here. Down the other end, I've got a Japanese fall squash, and that one started to run and it's doing really well. The rest of these are just not running yet. I don't think we've had enough heat to really make them get on their way. And down in here, those are the non-existent pepper plants. There won't be any peppers. So our plan for the coming year, hopefully, is we'll go through here and clean out all the rocks that I've been getting from weeding all the time, and then try to get a lot of manure to put in here, rototill it up this fall, and then hopefully get some more in the spring, because I don't think you can see it, but this stuff, I mean, if you can picture what comes out from the bottom of the house, this stuff's like iron. Yes, weeds grow in almost anything, but it's, you know, here we got string beans. Okay, so here's your string beans, and they're doing well. And by the way, if you don't know, these are purple string beans, but once you cook them, they turn green. They're purple for easier picking, and I don't know, we've just grown them for years. It just makes picking so much easier. But down there's a different variety. They're all short because they can't get enough root mass to really get going in this very heavy, dense, concrete-y type soil. But all things considered, we're doing well. Now, I could be wrong, but we'll see. Let's see, there's the driveway. I think, let's see, is he coming in? I don't know. It looks like... Yep, that's the UPS man. He's bringing, I just sent away for some coffee samples. And, you know, with companies, you can send away for varying coffee samples. And then you can roast them up, see what you like before you buy them. So he should be bringing some that I bought from a company in New York. I'm roasting tomorrow, so we'll try them. Okay, so these are the coffee samples, and what I'll do is roast them up, varying ones. And this one's from Uganda. This one is from Ethiopia, and it's a natural process coffee. This one is from El Salvador, which is SHG is shade high grown. And this one is from India. So we're going to see what these, you know, all turn out to. And then if any of them are looking good, then we'll consider buying a full bag, 132 pounds of them. And hopefully, I mean, I know the Ethiopian will probably be good. I've heard good things about the Indian Monsoon Malabar. So we'll see what happens. I guess he thinks this is his feeder. I just roasted up those 4 samples, and what I do is I take a lot of notes about, you know, how the roast goes, what size amount I start with, what I end up, so I can tell the percentage of loss, what settings I use on the roaster, at what temperatures, and then some notes of, you know, where the first crack is, where does it end on second crack, all kinds of different things. So, because you're never going to remember all this. And then when I, in probably 3 days, I'll take these out, and I may take some tomorrow, just a little bit, and do a test cupping, just to see what they taste like right off. And then I'll wait probably till the weekend, and then I'll brew up small batches of them in different ways with like the AeroPress or the Chemex, and then see how they taste out. So that's sort of the process of what I do. Like in this particular one, this one's from Uganda, and you know, I look at the bean development, how they're looking, whether they're cracked, how long it took to roast it, were there a lot of defects. I mean, this one had some defects, but you know, nothing terrible. So that's part of roasting coffee. And now from dinner. Now, the chicken didn't come out of the garden, but pretty much tomatoes didn't, but pretty much everything else.
Scummings didn't. We don't do onions.
Yeah, but how come you didn't use the chives?
I still have the
Oh. Anyway, bon appetit.